My name's Amanda Brown and I'm a seamstress. I started cotton onto sewing about 3 years ago now because I decided I've been a seamstress since I was 15, and I decided that I wanted to give other people my knowledge of what I've known most of my life, really. A seamstress is I do clothing alterations for people. I always say that I'm not a dressmaker. There's quite a distinct difference between a pattern cutter and a dressmaker. A seamstress is altering people's clothes to have them specifically to fit you. So you're buying something off the shelf, and you might have something that's too big for you around the thighs, and shortening sleeves that you need, shortening the legs of trousers, and so I basically have it to fit you. I will alter clothes to fit you. So and I love it. I have a particular style that I work with, and I'm very fussy with how I do things, and I like things done in a certain way and use the same colour threads. I like things to look like they've never been altered, really. And so, yeah. If I'd started this business 20 years ago, I would have been younger, would have been great, but I don't think people didn't want to learn now. With people want to now, with the way that we're living, people want to recycle things, people haven't got the money anymore. And 20 years ago, people used to, if you got a gift that was handmade, people used to look at it and think, oh, I don't want a handmade gift. But now people are appreciating when you get a handmade gift that people haven't got the time now to do that. Everybody's time is precious to everybody, and people completely appreciate it. And that's what's lovely about running the classes, that girls are coming and they don't want to go and buy a cheap dress for their little daughter, or they want to spend the time making it. And I've got some girls, their little daughters are telling people that my mummy made this dress for me, instead of going to a retail shop and buying something. And that's a lovely feeling for a young, and all my classes are different age groups. You've got girls who are in their early 20s to people in their 70s, and it doesn't mean that, the older generation didn't necessarily learn back then, but I'm building a hub of sewers, and they're all making friends, which is lovely, and that's what I wanted to begin with. I first started my classes on just Thursday evenings, and they've slowly built, and I run it at a local church hall. That was my Thursday evenings. And then I heard about that Tesco's were building community rooms. And so I went down to my local Tesco's, and they built their room, and I managed to get a slot on a Tuesday evening. And then it slowly progressed. The Bournemouth were doing a community room, and I was able to do weekend classes there. So I've gone from doing one class to now 5 to 6 classes a week, and they range from doing crafting classes, doing cushions, to bags, and then I run clothing alterations and dressmaking classes. And so they're a range of things, and the girls are, they're learning one skill, and then they're deciding, oh, I might quite fancy doing clothing alterations. And so but then I've got other girls that just want to stick to dressmaking, and so I am teaching dressmaking, but beginner, you know, doing simple patterns and things, because I've always said that because I'm not a dressmaker, but I know how clothes are put together, and I've learned from doing the clothing alterations how things are put together, wrong or right. So you might find a pattern that it will tell you a certain way to put those clothes together, but I'll guide the girls in another more professional way of putting those things together. And so, but that's what you learn with you know, making clothes. First, obviously, they need a sewing machine, is vital with sewing. It completely depends what they want to spend. You can buy sewing machines on the market from maybe £80 to, we're going into the thousands. But most girls, if you're starting as a beginner, and they only want to invest £100, you can spend £100 on a sewing machine. But if they're how girls normally start, they'll spend between £100 and £250 on a sewing machine. If that's their budget, then they decide that they like sewing, and then girls have gone on to invest and spend a lot more on a sewing machine. So that's how it normally works. But you need thread is a massive part of sewing, and I generally use the Gutermann thread. That's it's a good quality thread, and you know, you have to invest in that. So scissors are vital, and not using your paper scissors for vice versa with the fabric. And I don't swap scissors. I use paper scissors for paper and fabric scissors for fabric. Pins, you could probably be talking, it's endless. The girls will spend, once they go to a fabric store, they will come out with their credit card in so you know, you can spend, like I said, between 100 and 250 on a sewing machine, and then by the time you're buying tape measures and things like that, it might be another £50 or something, you know. So, but it is endless, and once you start, it's an addiction that once you start and you love it, you will keep spending, and it's and I don't say any different, you know. I don't buy expensive shoes, I just buy fabric. That's what.